If you're a keen DJ and you love DJing drum and bass, but you just want to get a bit better, then hopefully today I can share some knowledge and wisdom with you. And also, if you stay till the end, I've got a little bit of a mix for you to see some of the tricks that I like added into my drum and bass DJ sets. So tip number one for you is phrase matching, but not also phrase matching, is lining up those hot cues to double drop tracks as well. So my advice is to use the hot cues as markers. Say if you got the bass line where that kicks in, you call that dropping on the 1. So usually what I do is put a hot cue marker there, and then on my DJ controller I'll jump back 32 beats or 64 beats. So then I can do that on another track and then align those so I know when to start queuing up the 2 points together. So the markers are, say, 64 beats on both tracks prior to the drop, which is the 1, so the first beat of the new section of the bass line kicking in, and then both of those tracks are lining up and they're building up, so they're all in sync together, beat matched and everything. And then you've got two choices. You can either switch out the low end and cut across to the new track, so you basically drop swapping the new bass line of the new track, or you can cut out the bass, leave the crossfader in the middle and let both tracks kick in and play at the same time. So you've got a bit of more of a mix going on there. And so that's my main tip. Phrase match and utilize the hot cue markers to allow you to phrase match correctly. So tip number 2 is to throw in an old school track here and there as a temporary sort of vibe going on in your main DJ set. Sometimes I utilize that by putting like 2 to 4 beats of like an old school track just as like a bit of a mix up, and I'll chop it in every now and again. Or you can utilize like an old school track and sort of like double drop it at the right time during the chorus or the verse of a track. And that just gives a bit of extra energy, different sort of vibe. Like Andy C does it, that's how I know about that sort of trick. But it just gives that little bit of extra vibe. And what you can do is actually do it just before the second breakdown. So bring that old school track in, then switch it out, fade it out with the filter or the low EQ, for example, and then let the breakdown come back in. So you're letting the main song play, and then you can start mixing it in again with another track. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to use your hot cues again, but to give you more control, what I do is sometimes if you've got a really long section before the second drop, and I mean literally from the first drop of the track where the bass line kicks in, and if the song's sections are massive before you get to the next breakdown, so the second breakdown, and then it builds up again into the bass line. So that section there, that's sometimes I put a hot cue marker or a cue point to then trigger on the DJ controller to then just jump and skip ahead. So if I'm halfway through that really long section, then I've got that control. If I don't want my audience or listeners to get bored, I'll then just press that cue button right on not just randomly, but at the beginning of a phrase, and that will allow me to jump ahead and have more control. So I don't want to play it as long, basically. So you have more control of when you go to that, and that's what I do in the DJ set shortly. So what I did from there in the DJ set, just so you know, is I actually used the effects to then fade out, and so low cut echo, and sweeped out the low frequencies into the high frequencies, and then basically chopped that and then dropped in Diplodocus by Noisia, and then it just is a bit of a unique way to sort of transition from one track to another and gives you more control using that hot cue in the breakdown. So without further ado, let's jump into the mix. But of course, if you've got any questions about drum and bass DJing, I'm your man. I'm here to serve you guys. So yeah, put comments below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get stuck into the mix.
Hi.
Easy, mate. Yeah, well, the thing is, yeah, it's about your money. I've spent a lot, mate. All of it. You're not having none of it. I can't get it over to you, yeah, because
What do you mean
it's
you're
got,
not getting it?
running the record label costs a lot of money. You've got to have the right clothes, so you've got to have the right shoes, the right
my money?
I ain't got no money.
Diplodocus?
Hope you enjoyed that DJ mix, guys. So if you want to learn how to DJ, check out my 7-day drum and bass DJ course. I swear to you, in 7 days, if you put in the effort, 2 hours a day, you'll be able to learn how to DJ drum and bass to a professional standard. And subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and we'll see you next time.